What's the difference between Emmanuel and this extra text? Hello everyone, my name is Unveiled. Recently I discovered that the Hebrew Bible can be read and understood properly in the Yoruba language. Today's video focuses on the popular word Immanuel. Without wasting much time, let's get into it. So if we go to the book of Isaiah 7 verse 14, starting from here, the first letters, WQRAT, is pronounced as follows. I'm sure we should be familiar with this, and it is used to refer to the person being discussed and can also function as and so, and he or she, etc., depending on the context. The letters Q, which actually is K, have various applications in Yoruba, but I will focus on their usage in this context. In Yoruba, ka means to read and is also used to denote continuous speaking or confession. Regarding the word to call in Yoruba, the K and P sounds are pronounced simultaneously, while the R is a word spoken, while AT means that of which, so together it reads, and he, that is the son which shall be born, and he shall be called that of which. Moving to the next word, SMW. The S in Yoruba signifies the doing or the making, which is generally understood as an action word, to do. I've explained it in my previous video in case you haven't watched it. I'll drop the link on the comment or video description. So this M represents a symbol, sign, or marking. The concept behind this word involves a marking designated to a specific person, thereby denoting a name or an identity. However, it is not exclusively used for a name as interpreted by Middle Eastern cultures. Even though the Greeks translated it as a name, it can also signify marking territories or simply marking something, a concept that aligns well with Yoruba understanding. If you have a Yoruba friend, you can call them to ask how these words are used. They'll further explain it to you. Moving on to W, this reference pertains to the person we are discussing. Therefore, these consonants together are understood as the marking, symbol, or hieroglyphics used to ascribe a designated name to an individual. Thus, together it means his identity shall be proclaimed or known as. Now the main word for the video, Emmanuel, and it consists of the letters Ayin, M, N, I, A, L. The letter Ayin typically functions as a vowel, producing an E sound, and it can be represented by an I. However, its inclusion here makes no sense at all, as it doesn't align with the subsequent letter M, due to what it translates to, which means with. I'll explain this anomaly as the video progresses. The N signifies a person or people, while Awa means us. As I explained previously, L doesn't mean God. This term can function in several ways to denote owner, lord, chief, or master. Interestingly, it could also refer to specific groups of people or an individual. For example, consider words like these. So when elements making up Emmanuel are combined, they mean, with us the people, the Lord. So it truly means God with us. However, rather than using the Yiddish alphabet style, I turned to ChatGPT for help in generating the Phoenician alphabet for Emmanuel. To my surprise, I discovered additional letters that were not included in the Yiddish version. Curious, I inquired why the original word had been shortened, and it said, the second M was considered redundant. These changes were made to accommodate the modern Hebrew language, which still is correct in Yoruba. But I wonder why they think the original ancient authors of these words did not fully understand what they wrote to deem it redundant. Given that Greek was a language spoken alongside ancient Hebrew, they must have learned how these words was pronounced directly from them. So I asked for the transliteration in Greek, and it gave me this. This explains why I said previously that the vowel here makes no sense at all. The alteration of this word had made the original and deeper meaning of Emmanuel reduced. But with the Phoenician and Greek text, the word remains. So to break this down, this M means to take something, while the second M, considered redundant, means to be joined with. The N indicates a person or people, and W means us or we. Note that historically, ancient Greek did not have W sound, hence the nu. They pronounce this, which is definitely why the Jewish folks got no clue on it. One more thing we should note is that ChatGPT gave these letters, which would mean to be taken and placed with these people, the person God. Reading everything together in Yoruba, we have the following.
Òun pe ọ̀rọ̀ èyí tí ìṣe àmì ohun ìmúmọ́ ènìyàn ẹni olú ìmúmọ́ ẹni àwa olú.
So the entire message essentially states that the person who is God, Elu, was taken and made into flesh, and was literally placed to be joined among us, the people, literally living in our midst, affirming John 1:14. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word was made flesh, and he dwelt amongst us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, but the world did not know him. He came unto his people, and his own people rejected him. But as many as received him, to them he gave power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. In conclusion, the interpretation of the term Immanuel provided by the Jewish folks can be debated. Some might argue that it signifies God is with us in a figurative sense rather than a literal one. However, the original word from which Jewish people derived Emmanuel clearly states that God himself was physically present among us, living literally with us. This translation is so clear that no Yoruba individual could deny its meaning. Make no mistake, Jesus is God. Amen and amen. Thanks for watching.